I don't think this is an entirely unique thing to think about, but when I was a kid, I was so excited to grow up. I couldn't wait for it. I mean, all the adults in my life, they were off doing cool, amazing things. Like, my brother, he went and moved to England for about 2 years and met the love of his life there. I mean, they're married now, they have a kid, dog, a house of their own. Like, he's got everything. My other brother, he's got the same thing as well. And my other brother, he's fully moved out with his girlfriend, pretty much my sister-in-law at this point. I mean, I've known her for like close to 10 years now. It's ridiculous when I really think about it. But they've been with each other for a while. And then there's me. And I'm not saying that I'm, jealous of them or anything like that, because I don't think I have that in me to be jealous. But the simple fact is that I feel like I've been lied to, at least in terms of being an adult. I was told it comes with all this freedom, as well as some responsibility, but mostly just freedom. You're able to go out and do whatever you want, whenever you want, but then you have work and responsibilities, taxes, payments, bills. Suddenly the entire world that was once open to you, it closes up and you just don't have access to that anymore. Sometimes you do, in small pockets, but most of the time it's just you, restricted. Maybe you have someone else in your life, a partner, close friend, roommate, pet. But all in all, it's lonely. At least I've found. I didn't really have a head start in life, you could say. I didn't one day wake up and suddenly have everything figured out. Honestly, I don't think anyone ever does. I mean, I dropped out of high school, and that's something that I've never really been too proud of to admit. I mean, no one is really. But I think the worst part about it is the fact that I don't really know what I can do now that I've dropped out. Like, in Australia, I don't even know if we have, like, a GED or some sort of equivalent. Like, I got no clue if I can even get that. I have my RSA, which is good, responsible service of alcohol or something like that. I could be a bartender, all that sort of stuff, but compared to my older brothers, I don't really have a whole lot going for me. I mean, I still live with my dad. My nan, she developed dementia probably a long time ago, but it only really started showing maybe about 4 or 5 years ago. And that's part of the reason why I dropped out. Someone had to be home to take care of her, and it just so happened to be me. I don't think it was a really good choice on my part, but my parents really pushed for it. I just had to trust them, and I don't think it was the right decision. I wish I stayed in school. I wanted to be an English teacher. I wasn't really good at much of anything else. I mean, I did alright in hospitality. I can make a cup of coffee, but that's not really a career that you can be proud of unless you open up your own place. And I don't blame my nan. She has dementia. It's not something that she decided to have. It'd be pretty messed up if she did. On her part, I mean. No one wants that. But I can't help but resent her a little. I can't help but feel like I've missed out on so much simply because her brain's just not all there. And I love her, I mean, when I was a kid, she'd be the one to take me to primary school. And every morning, without fail, she would wake me up at exactly 6 o'clock in the morning. And school started at 9. So, as a kid, understanding this, I was like, I don't need to be up at 6. I could be up at 8 if I wanted to. You know, it only took us about 20 minutes to get to primary school. But, she would be like, nope, you're getting up. So I'd wake up, I'd have breakfast, get changed, all that, yada yada yada. And I would go into the lounge and just watch cartoons in the morning. You know, I mean, like Adventure Time, Steven Universe, Amazing World of Gumball. I loved Cartoon Network as a kid. Like, all my favorite shows were on there. And at the time, I didn't really understand it, but looking back at it now, my nan, she would be in there watching cartoons with me. And honestly, I think that's why she woke me up so early. You know, we didn't really have a lot of time to spend together. Both my parents were working, including my nan. So when I got home from school, she would still be at work. So we really only had that time in the morning to spend time together. And she chose to watch cartoons with me. I honestly don't think she even knew what I was watching. I mean, sometimes she would ask and then I would give her an answer and she'd be like, oh, that's nice, sweetie. And yeah, it was a whole thing. And I guess that's why I feel guilty about resenting her, kind of. You know, I mean, I find myself in a position where I can't move forward because she's bedbound. You know, she can't get up out of bed by herself, she can't go use the bathroom, she can't wash herself, she can't clothe herself, she can't feed herself. And I know that, like, we could put her in a nursing home, but I don't think my dad could do it, nor my mum. You know, she's lived with us all my life, and even beyond that, but I don't think I could do it either. And I think that's the part that scares me the most, because I think I really do need it, but I can't do it. I guess that's why I feel so stuck. Why I feel so inadequate compared to my older brothers and the rest of my family, because all in all, I am failing. I'm floundering. Half the time I can't even get out of bed. It'll take me a full hour to just roll myself out of there. And when I finally do, it's really just a shower before I, you know, head off to work or, you know, get on my computer, depending on whatever day it is. Like, there isn't enough time in the day for me to grow. These are the type of things that I wish I knew when I was growing up. Like, you know, people would tell me, oh yeah, you want to be an adult, but just wait. And, you know, you give them side-eye or whatever and scoff. But they wouldn't tell you why. They'd tell you to, you know, be a kid for as long as you can. Because no one wants to be an adult. No one wants to have all these things you have to worry about. It's draining. Honestly, I don't know how much I have left in me. I think the only thing really keeping me around is my dad. And my dog too, but I know she'd be looked after. God, I don't mean it in the sense where I'm suicidal, because I'm not. You know, I love life. Life is beyond beautiful. Like, I have amazing friends, and my family, while not the best, I mean, whose is? Everyone's got a rocky relationship somewhere. I guess what I want is to just kind of disappear for a little while. Not die, but just be gone for a little bit. You know, when I come back, I'm better than I am right now. You know, I have some sort of stable income. I have a place of my own, a partner or something. Something to just validate myself and show others that I am worth something, that I'm not a mess up, that I haven't fallen behind, and that my life isn't over yet. Honestly, most importantly, I just want to make my dad proud. And my brother Sean. I really look up to them for different reasons, you know. Growing up wasn't amazing. My parents were honestly nightmares. But at least in terms of my dad, we talked through it and he apologized and everything, which is honestly a real surprise because you don't usually hear those types of stories. And while things between me and him aren't amazing, they're definitely better. Like, I love my dad. I want to look up to him. But for my brother Sean, you know, we went through the same sort of thing, him and I. We've both been through the ringer with both parents. And he came out on the other side so much better for it. Honestly, half the time I find myself comparing myself to him. And not in the sense where it's like, I have to do this, otherwise my life is over, and I have no value. There are noises outside my door. Oh dear. But in the sense that there's a sort of like goals I want to achieve, you know? Like, I want to fall in love. I want to have a little place of my own and decorate it. I want to have a big friend group where, you know, sure, we tease each other every once in a while, but we're not mean to each other and everyone else. We're nice, and we uplift each other. And we make sure each and every one of us know that we love each other. Maybe that's what I'm missing. Just that stability that he has. I'm happy for him, honestly. I don't want it to sound like I'm jealous or anything like that, because really, I'm not. Like, my brother's an amazing guy. And, you know, sure, he hasn't worked through everything, but he's getting there in his own way. He's got people by his side to look out for him, and I'm happy for that. You know, I'm glad that he's still around. That he can still be my checklist, I guess. Honestly, I guess what I'm saying with this video is that if you are starting to get to that age where you're worried about what life can be and what it will be, especially with the state of the world, take it from a 21-year-old trans woman, that things do get better. And they happen with time. You know, people throw that phrase around a whole bunch, but really it does. And it's not like an overnight thing. It happens in increments. And it doesn't happen all at once. You know, some things will get better before others do. Like, I have some really good friends now that I wish to keep for life. I don't ever want to let them go. They're mine now. And while my living situation isn't amazing, and while my prospects in life are dwindling, I still have hope for the future. I think that's one of the most human things that we can feel, is that despite everything, you can still hope for a better future. I don't know. I'm rambling. Thanks for watching.